An extraordinary long life puja was offered on 13th March 2016 to Most Precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche at Amitabha Buddhist Centre in Singapore. The puja was organized by the FPMT with support from ABC. It was an unforgettable puja. 125 representatives from the FPMT family, including center directors, resident teachers, and Rinpoche's senior students, traveled from all over the world just to be there. Over 700 people attended the all-day puja that stretched for nearly 12 hours. Just the day before, on the afternoon of 12th March, all the official guests were gathered for a meeting about the puja. With a big turnout expected and an elaborate procession to stage, there was plenty to be done and not much time. Here's a glimpse of what took place behind the scenes.
A very warm welcome to Amitabha Buddhist Centre. It is indeed a very rare privilege to host our fellow FPMT family members coming from over, I believe, 130 countries from around the world. Thank you all very much for making this great effort to travel thousands of miles and having sleepless nights to come to Singapore.
To the visitors who had come from near and far, Venerable Roger Kunzang, CEO of FPMT, then explained why this long life puja was so important for our most precious Guru.
An extremely important occasion, and we really pulled the fast one on ABC asking them to do this, but we had a lot of confidence that they could do it. And I think everybody knows that the reason this is happening is because during His Holiness's teachings, usually every year, I usually ask one of Rinpoche's teachers, what the situation is for Rinpoche's health over the next year, coming year. So this time round, because most of Rinpoche's teachers have passed away, so this time round actually I asked Kardula, of course absolutely nothing lacking there asking Kardula. I felt very confident in asking Kardula consulting Kardula about it. And so then Kardula mentioned several things, but she particularly emphasized that she says it has to be all of FPMT participating. All the centres have to participate. So that was one thing she stressed. And then she also mentioned, which was sort of unusual, but during the puja to request teachings on Lojong. Just make the request, at least. What happened after that, we just wait and see. But and then as sort of background to that request for Lojong, Kardula mentioned that during the time that Rinpoche started to give the lungs of Most Secret High Agriva at Sarah, most of the time, which is not unusual, most of the time Rinpoche spent on not the lungs itself, but Lojong, Lama Ring. And a lot of the Sarah J monks were there, I think 900, 1,000, if I remember correctly. But many commented how much their mind was moved by what Rinpoche was teaching. Rinpoche's presentation wasn't in the normal sense, or the usual monastic sense. But she said that even as far away as Ganden Monastery, etc., like that, people's minds, they were very moved by what Rinpoche was teaching. So she gave that as the background for requesting Lojong during the long life puja. And then of course Kardula also advised about doing the sock offerings, either just keeping it with. So tomorrow morning we're making our best effort to offer this long life puja. And of course, one aspect of it is the outward appearance and all the offerings, etc. like that. But I think more important is that everybody, and I'm sure everybody will, have their mind in the right place, because that's the main part in this long life future that's going to happen. And just my last comment on it, my feeling is that I really think somehow we have to convey to Rinpoche I think what we have to convey to Rinpoche is these teachings of his really mean something to us. They have, for many of us over the past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, have absolutely changed our lives. God knows where some of us will be if it wasn't for these teachings. I'd hate to think where I will be. But it really, really has made a difference, and I think that's what Rinpoche really, in one way or another, Rinpoche really has to feel that, or probably does. He really has to hear that, be convinced of that, and on that basis, please, he has to continue, not give up on us. I don't think he will, but I have to always put up with him. But he really has to stay for a lot longer and continue to teach. So somehow we have to make that apparent, very apparent. And I think the fact that everybody's here will make a huge difference. A lot of people will be online that can't manage. And that's why also we're just emphasising the external stuff with everybody labelled as a centre, etc. like that. So I think that's the main thing. And of course, again, a huge thank you to you and especially to ABC, because at this short notice we just couldn't have managed in a place like this. Over 5 or 6 floors we're going to be spread. So thank you very much.
And so the Long Life Puja that brought together almost the entire FPMT family happened on 13th March. Throughout that magical Sunday, from all those who were there and those who couldn't but watched from many places in the world, there was an outpouring from the depths of all the students' hearts of indescribable feeling and devotion towards the Guru, expressed in moving words, heaps of offerings, and a stream of prayers. Venerable Roger wrote later that Rinpoche was very pleased and moved at the number of students who attended from all around the world. In the eyes of the students, the Guru was well pleased and will remain our constant friend.